Spent the last 3 weeks of his life on a one-note crusade. Suge, I want to see an accounting of my money. And that's basically where Tupac was at the time that he died.
They understood that this man was just a money maker.
A week before Tupac's death, he fired David Kenner, and people said publicly that's going to get him killed, because Suge had appointed Kenner to run Tupac's business. And that was when Suge had this accountant, Steve Cantrock, who was working with him to cook the books. Suge tried to hide the money he owed Tupac. His claim was, I've paid that out to you and your family and hotel bills and meals, and that, you've gotten that money. But the numbers don't add up. Suge owed Tupac a lot of money.
Tupac asks Robinson to find a way to avoid that middleman altogether.
You go to wherever you got to go to get the information, but don't let them know. What way do I do that? How do we hold on to it? You know what I mean? Myself and Kevin Hackey, we were both on duty that day on the set. And it was in the evening time because it was already night. And I got this phone call from Yasmin Fula. And she said, "Hey Frank, I'm coming down to a Gridlock. Don't you and Kevin leave because I need to talk to the two of you." So, probably 30 minutes later, she shows up and she goes, "Hey," she goes, "there's some things going on over at the death row office. Pac has called an audit on the death row office." Now, this was the first time I had ever heard anything about an audit, obviously, because she came down to tell us this story about, the audit going on. And her main thing was that she wanted us to pay, a little bit more closer attention to Pac, watch him a little bit closer, because she wasn't sure of the repercussions of this audit that was going to be going on, because apparently Pac was pretty hot over.
According to the adversarial claims made by the Shakur estate in 2008, by the time the 1996 Interscope agreement was made, Tupac had recorded approximately 152 unreleased songs that were not included in the 3 albums that were the subject of the 1995 Dannemora agreement. Nothing in the 1995 Dannemora agreement gave either Death Row or Interscope the right to exploit the unreleased songs. Moreover, there was nothing in the contract between Death Row and Tupac which gave Death Row ownership of the tracks, either the compositions or the sound recordings. As such, both the sound recordings and the compositions belonged to the artist, Tupac, even though the physical master tapes were in the possession of Death Row. To this day, the bankruptcy trustees are still finding Death Row masters hidden by night in an attempt to conceal them from their rightful owner. On October 2, 2008, a woman led Deputy Christopher Schmidt of the Livingston County Sheriff's Department to a storage unit in Burlington, Michigan under her name. That's where the officer found what would appear to be certain master recordings and videos contained in 10 by 12-inch black boxes. Deputy Schmidt told the court that he had in his possession what he believes to be numerous master recordings of Death Row records that he obtained from the storage unit. Also located in the storage unit were work orders, allegedly signed to remove the property from Pacific Coast Title Archives.
He wasn't feeling comfortable with what he was receiving, I guess, as far as his royalties or whatever, because every Friday, the runner from Death Row office would bring $5,000 in cash and give it to me to give to Tupac later on that day. And Pac would, every Friday, would tell me, "Frank, call the office and have Rory bring me, 5. And, 5 was $5,000. It was like Friday was his payday, but it was only $5,000 every time. Yeah, he was making millions of dollars, but $5,000 out of $1 million is not much. That's not even a fraction of a percent.
Record company people are shady. It's just a lot of smiles, a lot of shaking hands, a lot of everybody giving you their demo, a lot of backstabbing.